Hello, what is up everybody? Hopefully you guys have an amazing day. In today's video I have the top 3 best and worst rare builds in NBA 2K21 for the current gen version. If you want a next gen version, make sure to smash that like button for me guys, it'd be greatly appreciated. And tell me in the comment section down below. And follow all my social link in the description. But let's get straight into the video. We're going to start off with the top 3 worst rare builds. And then we're going to go into the best rare builds that I found. Obviously, I will have a next-gen version if this video gets enough love. Let's get straight into it. You want to go for the center position. Now, the pie chart you want to go with is this one, pure playmaker pie chart. Now, like you guys will be like, why are you putting different rare builds where, you know, it's just different things for different people. So I'm going to put different heights. So that was the point guard version. Now I'm going to do a center one. And then I'm going to do a different, like a small forward, power forward version in a second. So you want to go max close shot, max driving layup, max driving dunk, max standing dunk, and then you want to go 46 post control with the 8 finishing badges. You look at them stats, you're like, you can do everything but dunk the ball, basically. So it's actually okay. Then you want to go max, and you're like, with the shooting, you're like, pretty good. You know what I mean? Like, these aren't the builds that you want to go for. These are rare builds that no one's really going to use. Then you want ball handling max, you've got 10 shooting, 8 finishing, no playmaking, 1 playmaking. Want to go max interior, max block, and max defensive and offensive rebound to have 9 defensive badges, which ain't the worst at the end of the day, but it's not the best builds, and you want to have like good builds. Then you just want to go 7 foot, there's 250 pounds, don't touch that, 89-inch wingspan, don't touch that once again. And then we're going to have a look at the complete build. Now, this is the worst center build that I can find. It is a rebounder. You can still do work with it, but it's not a build that you should go for, you know what I mean? There's not that many rare builds that are like really bad at the center position, power forward position. But this is the worst one I found. See, like Raquan Holmes, Jared Allen, Wendell Carter Jr. So got some decent, like if you like Jared Allen, you're automatically a beat. Now I found the worst rare troll build for the small forward position. So I had 3 different positions. They're not in order. They're just in random order. I put point guard, center, then small forward. So you can put in any order you want. So it doesn't really matter. I'm going to go with the small forward position for this troll build. So don't forget to leave that like and hit that subscribe button. Now, let's get straight into this. You want to go with the full defensive pie chart, you know what I mean? If you want to F around and play around with it. Then you want to go the physical, which is this top one. Now, for the badges, now you got to see the badges. They're not going to be the worst again, but most of the badges and most of the stats are really horrendous on this build. If you haven't seen a trend, as I was talking about in the first one, nearly everything is 67. If you haven't noticed, or 66, 67, basically for the stats. If you want to find some troll builds, just you got stuff around in here for a long time. I bet you 2K put like this is like a Ronnie 2K build or something, you know what I mean, in real life. Like the troll around, you know, really bad players. If you have a look at that first one of the point guard version, it was terrible, man. You're 5'7", you can't do anything. I didn't want to put prospect in here because everyone's done prospect, man. Prospect's been overdone. Then if you have a look, you have 1 finishing, 3 shooting, and then for the playmaking, you have 1 playmaking. Now this is where it gets a little bit iffy because you do get a fair bit of badges. That's only because, you know, the pie chart that you're acquired. Now, for the stats, you want to go for 74 on this one. And the stats aren't the worst. So, if I'm talking about worst rare builds, you got to remember that there's not that many rare builds in this game. And the ones that you look at, they're not all bad. But I found the most, like, the worst builds, basically. You want to go 6'8" for the height. You want to keep the weight the same. And then you want to keep the wingspan the same. And then whatever takeover you want, I'm going to go lockdown for my build, you know what I mean? Doesn't really matter. And the build is called a rugged wing. You are like a Lamar Odom, Michael Porter Jr., and Michael Bridges. My opinion, that is a disgrace to the Michael Porter, to the Lamar Odom name. Lamar Odom was one of the best 6th man, if not the best 6th man in the history of the NBA. This guy was a demon. Alright, to start off with the worst builds in NBA 2K21 current gen for the rare builds, so the troll rare builds. We'll start off with a point guard. Then we're going to go with the bottom pie chart, so basically all defense. The top physical pie chart. Now, the reason why this build is a very trolly build, it's not because of the stats. Like, the stats may be, like, decent or something like that. But if you have a look at what I'm going to do with the badge spreads, like, you can't do much with the badge spreads. Then the height's going to also do it with the weight, stuff like that. But we're going to start off with the finishing. Going to have 67, 67, 49, 67 for a whopping 1 finishing badge, you know. It's a whopping 1 finishing badge. You're going to look like, you're going to be like Kwame Brown in the paint. Kwame Brown, he has no fundamentals whatsoever. As Stephen A. Smith, if you haven't seen that video, go look it up. Stephen A. Smith rant about Kwame Brown's trash ass. Then go with the shooting. You gotta have a whopping 4 shooting badges, man. 4 shooting badges. Now for this is the ultimate troll. 69. 69 once again, you know what I mean? And then you want to go for the max post moves to have, yeah, you want to go 52 post moves. So obviously I want the 59 on that one. You're going to have a whopping 4 playmaking badges. You're like 4 shooting badges, 4 playmaking badges. You can do work with that. Know what I mean? Then you want to have a 54 interior defense. You're looking at a whopping 54 interior defense. 67. 67 once again. And another 67. I haven't seen a trend here. 67 is like the number you want to put for your troll builds. You want to find a troll build, test out everything with 67. And then we have 4 defensive badges. So 1, 4, 4, and 4. Not that bad. You can do a little bit with it. Now, with the body shape, I just go define. But for the trolliness of it, I'm just going to go with slight. And then you're going to go with the smallest. So you're going to be 5'7" as well. You're 5'7", you can't even do the drill moves that you need to do. So this is a troll build. The weight, obviously, doesn't really matter. But you're going to get the weight perfect. Which the weight should be 153 pounds to get the name. 71 inch wingspan. Then does whatever takeover you want. I'm going to go playmaking. And the build that we're called is a tempo pushing point guard. Avery Johnson, Kemba Walker, and Kyle Lowry. Alright, now for the third best rare build in NBA 2K21 current gen. We're going with the point guard version. You want to go with the shooting, defending pie chart, skill breakdown. And then you want to go with the top physical pie chart. Now, the reason why I had this number 3 is because I'm going to have 2 point guards on this list. Because I found it pretty hard to find like really, really good rare builds that are like centers, small forwards. When you know point guards and centers, what rule 2K21 current gen. And the Zen's going away in a couple of days. So we're making a video on that. But we've got 3 finishing badges. So you can do work with 3 finishing badges. You know, you got close shot, you got your driving layup, your driving dunk. And then you want to have a mid-range to an 80. You got a max 3-pointer. 88 free throw. So you have a whopping 15 shooting badges. You can do work with 15 shooting badges at the end of the day. Then you want to go with a max passing accuracy, ball handling. And then you want to go max post moves to have a whopping 13 playmaking. So 13 playmaking, 15 shooting, 3 finishing is really good. This build's actually highly slept on. I've seen like a couple of people, not many people, but I haven't been on the park for a little bit. But we've got, look at this. Max perimeter, lateral, and steal. Then we go for a 39 block. Don't touch the offensive, and then go max defensive rebounding to have a 19 defensive rebounding defensive badges. So you have 3 finishing, 15 shooting, 13 playmaking with 19 defensive, which is really good. I went whatever body shape, and then I went 6'1" for the height. So you got 80 ball control off rip. So you can do everything you need to do on the court because there's only 80 ball handling now to do every single move. Then for the weight, you want to go to 185. Wingspan with 77.5 inch wingspan. I'm going to go with the sharpshooting takeover spot up shooter. And the build is called the third best rare build in NBA 2K. It is called a 2-way 3-point shot creator like Tim Hardaway, Drew Holiday, and DeAndre Murray. If you're like anything like Tim Hardaway and Drew Holiday, you're an automatic 2-way beast. So with this build, you can be you're a pure lockdown that can shoot and dribble and drive. A little build is really highly slept on. I highly recommend you guys test that build out. But that's the third best rare build. Let's go on to the second. Now it is time for the second best rare build on my list. We're going with the shooting guard position. Now the pie chart you want to go with is basically full finishing, but you have a little bit of shooting in it, you know what I mean? Then we go for the top physical pie chart with 84. Next thing you want to do with the finishing, you want to max it close shot, driving layup, and driving dunk. Put your driving dunk to an 80. Then your standing dunk to a whole 50 to have 15 finishing badges, which you could do a lot with that build. Now this build is really, really good and highly slept on. You have 80 mid-range, a 79 3 with an 86 free throw, and you can chuck it onto a 58 post fade to have 15 shooting badges as well. You might have a max pass accuracy, 79 ball handle with a 41 post move to have a whopping 14 playmaking badges. Then you want to put max perimeter, lateral, steal, block, and then you want a max defensive rebound to have a whopping 7 defensive badges. So have a look at this. Like you have 15 finishing. You can driving dunk. You can do everything. Posterize people, whatever. You have an 83 and basically an 83 ball, so you can shoot anywhere on the court. Then you have a 79 ball handle, which you can basically do everything. You do every dribble move in the game. Then you have a high defensive as well, which is what you need at the end of the day. You need high defensive. Now for the body shape, I always go define. That's my favorite. For the height, you just want to go 6'5" for the height, so it's just medium weight. Don't have to touch it at all. Then for the waist, you want to go to 198 pounds.
so then you can actually get the name. And then for the wingspan, now I've tried around with the wingspan for a little bit, and I just went with medium wingspan for 81.5 inch wingspan. So when you get to 99 overall, we have the 80 plus mid-range, 80 plus 3, you know, everything you need. Then for the takeover, I went spot up shooter. So when I go complete build, the build that I get called for is the finesse finisher. You're like a Kobe Bryant, rest in peace, Kobe Bryant build, Bradley Beal, Zach Levine dude, and then Karis LeVert. You know, this is a really good build, and I highly recommend you guys all test this build out. And this is a build I may have to rock around the park a little bit for you guys. When the Zen patch pops out, when they get rid of the shot aiming, which is coming in a couple of days, I may make a video on that soon. But let's go on to the best rare build. Now it is time for the best rare build in NBA 2K21. If you made it this far in the video, make sure to smash that like button, as well as hit that subscribe button. The more you guys like, the more video goes out there and gets recommended, as well as if you comment and subscribe. About 80% of you guys aren't subscribed, so make sure to go and do that right now. It'd be greatly appreciated. We're going to go with the point guard version, and this is my favorite build in every other 2K. In the history of 2K, now we're going to go with finishing with a little bit of shooting. So it's like the last build I showed you just before, but this is a point guard version. Now, I had a look at some centers. I may do a different video just for like top 3 best and worst rare center, power forward, small forward builds. We'll see that because the most point guards and stuff like that in this video. So we want to go with a max close shot, max driving dunk with a 52 post hooks. You have 17 finishing badges, which is incredible, man. You have a lot of finishing. You can dunk on anyone. It's like the last build. You can dunk on anyone, shoot from anywhere, everything like that. With a 75 mid-range, with a 79 3-ball, with an 83 free throw, with an 84 post fade for 18 shooting badges, which 18 shooting badges goes you a long way. You want max pass accuracy, max ball handle, and then a 35 post moves to a 14 playmaking. And then if you want max perimeter, lateral, steal, and max defensive rebounding to have 5 defensive badges. Now the reason I rate this higher than the shooting guard finesse finisher is because I like this build more. It's a point guard, more faster, more fleeter for foot, everything like that. And I want 6'5" on my build to have an 81 driving dunk at the end of the day. I still have an 80 ball control, everything like that. And you still are like basically the same speed as the last build I showed you. Now for the wingspan, now it's going to get a little bit different here in the wingspan and weight. When you go to 178 pounds for the weight, so then you have like, you know, 86 speed, 86 acceleration, everything like that. Then for the wingspan, you want to go 79.7 inch wingspan to have an 83 ball. That's why I rate it higher than the last build, because you're the same height. You can do everything the same, but you have a better 3 ball and everything like that at the end of the day. That's why I like to have it as this build. Then you want to go with the sharpshooting takeover, and then you have the build called a floor spacing slasher. You are a Stephen Curry build. You are a Stephen Curry. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Dejounte Murray, but you are a Stephen Curry build. This build can do it all. So make sure to smash that like button for me, guys. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. Follow all my socials, link in the description, top comment. Anyway, guys, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.